Imagine this. You're young, healthy, everything works, until one day it doesn't. Your body can't do something it's literally wired to do. And here's the crazy part. It's not just you. It's happening everywhere. Since 2014, cases of erectile dysfunction in adolescents have jumped 31 times. That's not normal. That's not aging. Something bigger is happening, and no one's really talking about it. And before you brush it off, like, oh, that's just older guys. Nope. This is showing up in teenagers and college students, which means this isn't just a private, awkward problem. It's a massive red flag about what's happening to young men's health overall. Okay, let's break down how erections actually work, because if you don't understand the system, you can't understand why it's failing.
Erectile dysfunction.
Erectile dysfunction.
Erectile dysfunction.
From erectile dysfunction.
Step 1. Your brain gets excited. That could be a thought, a touch, or something you see. Step 2. Your brain sends signals down your spinal cord all the way to the nerves in your equipment. Step 3. Those nerves release a chemical called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is just a tiny gas molecule your body makes naturally. But don't let tiny fool you. It's basically the master switch, the green light, the signal that tells your blood vessels, hey, relax, open up, let more blood in. Step 4. Blood flows in, the veins trap it, and boom, you're ready. But here's the kicker. This whole chain has to work perfectly. If one step messes up, the whole process collapses. If your brain is distracted, stressed, or anxious, no signal. If your blood vessels are damaged, no flow. If your nerves are dulled from alcohol, bad sleep, or unhealthy habits, no response. It's like a group project. Everyone has to do their part, or the whole thing falls apart. Before we talk about stress, lifestyle, and all the other culprits, we've got to talk about the big elephant in the room: porn and masturbation. First, people are having sex later. The average age of first sex has gone up in many countries, which means a lot of guys rely on porn and solo time for years before they ever have a real partner. Now, nothing's wrong with masturbation itself. It's normal, it's healthy. But here's the issue. Your hand is way more intense than real sex. Why? Think about control.
Control.
With your hand, you control pressure, speed, angle, everything. You can literally create a level of friction that no human partner can match. Studies have shown that men report higher stimulation intensity during masturbation compared to partnered sex, and orgasm is often reached faster, sometimes in less than 2 to 3 minutes solo, versus 5 to 7 minutes with a partner. Your body adapts to that. Over time, your brain wires itself to expect that hyper-specific, hyper-intense stimulation. Then, when you're actually with someone, it feels weaker, less reliable. Now add porn into the mix. Unlimited videos, endless variety, all just one click away. Every time you switch videos, your brain gets a hit of dopamine, the reward chemical. It's like flipping channels, except every new channel is something shocking, exciting, novel. And the brain loves novelty. Real sex, it's slower, it's intimate, it's not designed for shock value. Compared to porn, your brain might actually find it boring.
Boring!
And here's where it spirals. Desensitization. The same videos don't hit anymore. So you click to something more extreme, and more extreme, and more extreme. Your brain builds tolerance, just like it does with caffeine or alcohol. Meanwhile, when you try to be intimate in real life, your brain doesn't fire the same way. It's waiting for the artificial super stimulus it's trained on. And then the guilt hits. You feel ashamed, nervous, afraid of disappointing someone. Anxiety piles on top. Suddenly, it's not just a physical block, it's mental too. Put it together, and you've got one of the biggest drivers of ED in young men today. Not damaged blood vessels, Not old age, just brains overloaded with digital stimulation and bodies struggling to keep up. Now, let's bring stress back into the picture. Stress is one of the most underrated killers of sex drive. When you're stressed, your body pumps out cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol is designed to keep you alive. It tells your body, hey, there's danger. Forget about digestion, forget about reproduction. We need to survive right now. Sounds useful, right? Sure, if you're running from a lion. But when you're stressed from exams, deadlines, money, social pressure, or even scrolling social media and comparing yourself to everyone else's highlight reel, your body reacts the same way. And cortisol does two brutal things. It blocks nitric oxide, the green light for erections. It lowers testosterone, which is the fuel for sex drive. So if you're living in a constant state of fight or flight, your body literally doesn't want you aroused. It's trying to keep you safe, even though the danger isn't real. That's why stress is like slamming the brakes on your body's natural system. No matter how much you want it to work, your biology is working against you. Okay, porn and stress are huge, but lifestyle, that's the foundation. Your daily choices literally decide how well things work in the bedroom. Junk food. Arteries are like pipes. Junk food inflames and stiffens them, which kills blood flow. And without good flow, there's no strong erection. Sitting all day. Hours of sitting slow circulation and weaken vessels. Studies show sedentary men have almost double the risk of ED, being overweight. Belly fat makes an enzyme that turns testosterone into estrogen. More fat equals less testosterone equals weaker performance. Sleep. Deep sleep builds testosterone and repairs vessels. Just one bad week can drop testosterone by 15%. Exercise. The miracle fix. Boost blood flow, testosterone, energy, and cuts ED risk. Even walking daily helps. Mental health. Anxiety can trap you in a loop of failure. Break it with therapy, mindfulness, or just talking about it. So yeah, lifestyle isn't background noise. It's either building you up or tearing you down. So here's the scary question. Are we looking at a generational issue? ED is basically your body waving a red flag. And right now, millions of young guys are waving that flag at the same time. The effects go way beyond the bedroom. They affect confidence, relationships, mental health, even long-term health, because ED can actually be an early warning sign for heart disease and diabetes. So yeah, porn, stress, lifestyle, mental health, it's all combining into one giant problem. And the real question is, what happens if this keeps going? Is this just the new normal for young men, or can we actually hit reset before it's too late?